Hi all, welcome to my video. This is the Grinning Critic. So today, I'll be reviewing The Bad Guys. This movie I have been really excited to see. It looked really good, and it was a lot of fun watching it in cinemas. I just really enjoyed it. Also, I love reading the books by Aaron Blabey, so it was great to finally see this made into a movie. The movie's also a very personal movie for me, because I have actually seen Aaron Blabey in real life and gotten to ask a question to him. So, a lot of you know, guys, a lot of people think that DreamWorks is well past its prime period of when it was producing some really good movies and it was having a real shot at the Oscars and doing really well. This was around the early 2000s. Then they just started to die a bit. And so did computer animation for a period. It just wasn't up to the huge standards that it was previously. And then they came back with some great stuff, and then DreamWorks animation in the last few years, it's been a bit questionable. There hasn't been really anything that's really amazing. Yes, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World was pretty good, but still, and that did get an Oscar nomination, but still, I feel like there should be more kind of Oscar nominations from DreamWorks. It's like one of the major competitor studios. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking this way. They should be producing some better films. So, luckily, they did come back with a better film this time. Basically, The Bad Guys, which was meant to be released way back in 2021, was delayed and was released in April this year in America. It's been widely praised, and if you watch the movie, you could see why. So basically, it's all about these group of talking animals who basically are criminals, cause trouble, and they need help, and then they decide when they get caught by this police cop that they want to be the good guys, and so they ask Professor Marmalade for help. And then, yeah, basically, Professor Marmalade tries and helps them be good. One thing I found interesting about the movie was how it's got a lot of differences between the books, which are written by Aaron Blabey, and the movie. They're very different, I'll say this now. First of all, there's no one cop that's totally against the bad guys, which there is in the movie, who's called Misty Luckens, who's voiced by Alex Borstein. And then there's also the bad guys don't need help at being good. They don't need help from Professor Marmalade, who's voiced by Richard Ayoade. But one thing I do like about the movie is that it's got a lot of solid voice acting, a lot of solid work in the voice cast. Like Richard Ayoade, he voices Marmalade so innocently. He seems like this good guy, but really he turns out to be this villain. And also, Marc Maron plays Snake, one of the bad guys. As a really slimy guy, disengaged kind of character. He just plays the role really well, and I give him a lot of praise for that. He's done it pretty well. Also, Mr. Wolf, who's voiced by Sam Rockwell, does voice him really well, and so do all the voice actors, in fairness. It's not like there's any really bad voice acting in the movie. The voice acting in the movie is all good, including that of Mr. Shark, Miss Tarantula, and all the other characters. It's a pretty good movie, and the character design is also pretty impressive as well, and the animation style as well is pretty impressive. I've heard that they've used a lot of movies for inspiration for this movie, and much of the movie's design, its inspiration came from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's just worked out really well, the movie, and it's got a good enough plot line, and it's got a lot of good meaning about how society views criminals. It gives a good perspective on the criminal's point of view. And of course, I must mention the song Good Tonight. Basically, it's a song where basically the bad guys say they're going to be good, and then they start singing this song, gonna be good tonight, wanna get you feeling right. It's just really good. Highly recommend you watch it on YouTube. It's or watch the movie itself. It's a really good movie. Now for my criticisms. My real major criticism with this movie is the ending. The plot was very good up till then, but then at the ending it just didn't work out. I didn't particularly like how the movie ends. It just doesn't work. It's not like how the books end. It just didn't particularly work. And the bad guys admit that they've... Oh, I shouldn't say... warning, there are spoilers about to come. The bad guys admit that they have done something good, so they let themselves be. Basically, they turn themselves in. I was so disappointed when I saw this happening. And I was like, what? What's going on? Are they turning themselves in? This never happens in the books. Oh, yeah. And also, Professor Marmalade gets accused for doing something that he hasn't even done. Just basically being accused as this other criminal that actually Diane Foxington, who's the governor, is. I just feel like that didn't work out. But I was so happy when I saw the mid-credit scene. Well, it was not a mid-credit scene, it was right near the very start of the credits. And it shows the bad guys are being let out of jail. I was just like, yes, when I saw the scene. That's so good. Thank you so much, DreamWorks. Honestly, it has been a really, really, really good movie of DreamWorks. It's worked really well. And they should really be praised for it. It's been a while since they've had a really, really successful movie. And this is definitely up there. If it was personally me, this film would easily get an Academy Award nomination for Best Animated Feature for the ideas it portrays, its humour, the great voice cast, and the animation, and there's just some good heartfelt moments, and of course the music. The music is fantastic. Daniel Pemberton has done a really good job composing it, and I can't wait to see Enola Holmes 2 because that is also composed by him. So that should be good. Yeah, and I've heard it, and I gather that it is good. But also, this movie, when it comes to my rating, I'm gonna give the bad guys an A. Honestly, thanks so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it and love getting all the views in for my videos. Also, subscribe to the Grinning Critic to see more videos. And I'd love to hear what you guys think, because soon I'll be doing basically an episode where I talk about some of the best movies ever. The Bad Guys is definitely one of my favourite animations, and it is one of DreamWorks' best films in a long, long time. Honestly, guys, you absolutely have to see this movie. Seriously. And be on the lookout for more information about my movie, The King of Australia. Currently, the script's going to be revised a bit. There's an element of the plot that's going to be added to it. You'll find more about that later, but you can look at the Alton Films channel, which is one of my featured channels here. Anyway, see you guys. Bye.